Welcome to the DDS Squad Pod. I am your host, the Enforcer Len Anderson, joined this evening by the one, the only RJ Gallo himself, DJ RJ, at Rowdy17, RHOWDY, on the Twitter. Go follow him. Let's get those likes and follows up. Let's get Ryan trending here.
Slow down.
Okay, sorry. Oh, Kamara with a big run. I got the Dallas game on because I'm scouting for next week, Packers opponents. And Ryan and I figured there's a crazy week of professional wrestling coming up. Like, this is, I don't know, Ryan, would you call it unprecedented for the amount of wrestling? You know, we had a segment on the show where there's so much fucking wrestling, but, you know, at this point, that's going to be the norm. We should just change the name of the show to "There's So Much Fucking Wrestling," because every week there's going to be so much fucking wrestling.
Yeah, I guess that was like just a preview of when you were doing that a few weeks back or months back at this point. That when those opportunities hit and those weekends, those like WrestleMania weekend type of deals. I mean, obviously smaller scale, but this is the real life now. I think what happens here is that so we've got the wrestling is for everybody.
Yep.
We live by that. However, not all wrestling is for everybody. So right. Now you're going to have the opportunity in real life to just say, okay, these are the shows that I like, and this is what I'm going to watch. And you don't have to invest.
Dude,
you're going to make it. I would imagine you're going to make this a full-time job.
Oh yeah, maybe.
coming into this week, like this week is going to be watching wrestling is going to be a full-time job for you. I'm going to pick and choose my battles. But it's definitely all right, so I dip in and out. You've never really left. What with watching wrestling, really, like truly. Can you think of a time where it was like this?
So, no. Realistic. So let me run down what it used to be for me. So I would watch Raw and Smackdown, of course, and then if you want to go back, Thunder and Nitro. Okay, so we had 4 days of wrestling. During the week, it was the Monday, Thursday. I can't remember if Thunder must have been on Thursdays, and I know SmackDown.
Yeah, I think Thunder was on Thursday.
So they were against each other again. So that's really where they call it the Monday Night Wars. It was just the Wrestling Wars at that point. But so it wasn't like it was 4 shows and 4 different days. They were hardcore competing. This is something to me that, going back, I've been now watching pro wrestling for about 30 years, and I can't think of anything. It's such an exciting time. And when you said, you were saying earlier, wrestling isn't for everybody, or wrestling is for everyone, but not every wrestling is for everybody. I kind of think of this where I want to call this the Baskin Robbins era. Because there's 32 different flavors of ice cream, right? So there's 32 different flavors of wrestling. You've got your hardcore, you've got your underground, your indie world. You've got there's so much, and it's not just what we're going to discuss tonight. Because I left off MLW. I don't know when MLW airs. I left off Ring of Honor. Everybody's got a TV show, So if you think about it, in New Japan on Saturdays, I didn't even think about New Japan for this Saturday. Ring of Honor airs on Saturday. There's so much fucking wrestling. I don't know. So it's like I go back and I think, what would Sean think? So let me digress here a little bit. Today, Sean would have been Sean's 40th birthday. Best friend, cousin growing up.
Right.
Sean died in a car accident 18 years ago, 2001. No, 2002. It was 2002. My math was off. So he's the one that got me hooked into wrestling. So I have to tie this in today with Sean's birthday because on the cusp of his 40th birthday, it's so much fucking wrestling, and you got to consider it mainstream again, right? Because Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins are on the cover of magazines. Jeff Gordon just did a freaking commercial for Smackdown moving to Fox. There's NFL football games going on, and advertisements during the football game for Smackdown on Fox.
Yeah.
And then, not to mention the new behind-the-scenes show that's going to be on Fox Sports 1 with Renee and Booker T. And there's also rumors of CM Punk coming back for that. So it's like the time to be a wrestling fan is now. It's like if you were ever dipping your toe in, dipping your toe out, and you didn't know if you wanted to get back into it, you were into it back in the heyday, the 90s, or you're from our generation and you were watching it in the 80s, you were watching the Hogan era, the Flairs. If you were an NWA guy, a WCW guy, there's so many different flavors. The Baskin Robbins of professional wrestling is here now. 32 different flavors of pro wrestling. Hashtag Baskin Robbins of wrestling.
I think that sounds like a really good David Starr nickname. I think he's going to be the Bernie Sanders of professional wrestling, the Baskin Robbins of professional wrestling.
Oh man, yeah, that's great.
No, I mean, I think you're right. I think that it's really cool because there's so much different, like there's different stuff available, and if you are dipping your toe in, if you're dipping your toe in right now to get into wrestling, and you live in New England, and you missed out on the beach show that All Hands on Deck that Beyond put on, I feel sorry for you because I really, really think that was one of the best shows I've ever been to.
That was a lot of fun.
There, I said it.
And I kind of wish I had the nerve to go jump in the water because it was a beautiful day. I kind of was like half distracted for half the show because of the Packers game, and that's just my personal obsessions clashing. Yeah. My football obsession and my pro wrestling obsession, they clashed that day. But so we talked about the flavors of the different genres, the different styles. You got your WWF style, right? And they're the top dogs. Nobody's above them. They're the top guys. This deal with Fox and Smackdown moving over there is it's not just huge for the top. It feeds the bottom. Everybody's like, well, WWE is going to kill pro wrestling, kill the indie scene. They're doing this, they're doing that. They're signing a lot of guys, but I mean, you think about the future, right? Maybe there's a period of time where you didn't watch wrestling, or the kids didn't really get into it and say, that's what I want to do when I get older. I got to try that. That looks like so much fun. I got to be in that ring. I got to get bit by that bug. And then, they're not entertained. They're watching shows that aren't good. They're not going to do it. Now there's so much out there that it's going to create a new boom. Yeah. I know Meltzer says that he doesn't think it's going to create a new boom. It might go the opposite because when you get audiences on TV and they get overloaded, like, look back at Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right? It was a huge success on ABC, and then they ran it 5 days a week and killed it, right? Yeah. And it went to syndication. All those shows, that you kind of get the overload on. But I don't think that's the case with pro wrestling. I think you've got a very loyal fan base with pro wrestling, and bringing people back. Like you're back. You were never really out, but you were kind of a lapsed fan. You're back. So if lapsed fans come back, this is it's huge.
I'm back, but I've totally found my niche in independent, though. I mean, I'm going to watch to see what happens. I might actually pay attention on Monday, and I definitely will pay attention on Wednesday, but I might also pay attention on Monday. I'm probably going to have stuff going on Friday, so I won't watch SmackDown. And I'm not invested enough to record it, and I won't be. Not for them, but we're going Thursday to be on to Uncharted Territories. season 2 premiere.
Yeah.
But you know, I definitely, I'm totally back. Like whatever I was when, you know, I was going over to hang out for the hang, which is fine. Like, because I loved hanging out. But you know, like I would like. I guess never mind. WrestleMania is a really bad example because like I don't show up at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, that's only because the last couple of WrestleManias we've been on the road coming home from WrestleMania weekend.
That's true too.
You know, it's just the last couple. I don't anticipate this year being that way because we're not going to Tampa.
But even so, like if we end up pulling the all-nighters or whatever based on whatever they have, I'll probably focus my attention to the independent stuff and then blow off WrestleMania again.
Well, if you think about it too, you're like talking about a 7-hour show of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So let's kind of run down what they got coming up for this week. This week of there's so much fucking wrestling.
Week 1.
week 1. So normally they don't really make a big deal about Raw season premiere or anything like that. That was never really a big thing. But for some reason this year, they're making a big deal about it. So Raw Monday night, 8 o'clock, they're calling it their season premiere. So on a side note, I don't know if you've heard this, Ryan. They're changing all the announcements.
I just saw a message that came across, but I didn't read up who they were going to be or anything.
So, and I don't know off the top of my head either, and I didn't write that down because I didn't really anticipate covering that so much. But the thing to note is that Corey Graves and Michael Cole. Adam Cole's dad is moving from Raw to SmackDown, and Renee is going to be a special contributor or something like that. So that's kind of
interesting.
Something. Yeah, it's interesting to note. But they also and Jerry Lawler's coming back to Raw, and I don't know if that's a permanent thing, but he got really stale when he was still there for SmackDown and stuff like that. So I'd be interested to see if they don't use him for the whole show, if they only use him for an hour or so, and they rotate that crew out. I don't necessarily think they need a 3-man booth, but that's what they're at. And Pyro's coming back.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, so if you're a fan of Pyro at pro wrestling shows, thank Cody Rhodes for this one. Because he pushed the envelope with bringing Pyro in for AEW, and Vince took notice that was one of the things that fans wanted. So he listened to the audience, but he listened to Cody's audience. He didn't listen to his own.
He's quicker to listen to the competition, which they don't consider it competition, right? It's not really competition.
Yeah, not really competition.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the notes I got for this one, right? So we got Cedric Alexander versus AJ Styles for the U.S. Championship.
I wonder if Cedric's going to say something nice to him.
I don't know. If Conrad was there and he told him to say something nice to him, he would do it.
I bet he would.
We've seen that. So this feud's been building up, and it's been pretty good. We'll see where this one goes, but that's a great match to have on that show. You're looking to pop a rating, so you want to bring in some of those wrestling fans, and that's going to be a wrestling match.
I think. I mean, all kidding aside, that interests me. I'll be honest. That interests me.
So last week they held a tournament match or a 5-man scramble or a fatal 5-way, something like that they called it, for a number 1 title or an opportunity at the Universal Championship on Monday. So that's going to be Seth defending the U.S. title. I'm sorry, the Universal title versus Rey Mysterio. That could be a fun match.
Yep. Yeah. No. I mean, all right. Yeah. Give me 10. Don't give me 20.
Okay.
I
don't think you're even going to get that. You know what I think you're going to get there? You're going to get the Fiend. And it's going to be fucking dope because that's the best thing going in pro wrestling in WWE right now. The Fiend is. I don't know if you're familiar, if you've seen the stuff that Bray Wyatt's doing with this new character. It's just, man, it's fun, it's great, it's like freaky, it's creepy, it's great for the Halloween time too.
I'm happy to see he's that he's getting airtime.
Yeah.
But I've only seen whatever memes or whatever the hell's up going on social media.
You gotta find, give it 10 minutes on YouTube and just go through some of the videos because this Fiend stuff is really good.
Cool.
And especially like this split personality thing where Bray Wyatt's doing the Funhouse videos and warning you, hey, I'm trying to keep the Fiend at bay, and I'm sorry for what he's doing. That it's fucking great.
Nice.
We've also got Dolph and Bobby Roode versus Heavy Machinery. That one there's for the tag team titles because I don't know if you're aware of this, but Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler are your tag team champions.
Wait.
I knew you want to wear that.
Wait.
Yeah, that happened. You know when they took the belts off them?
I don't know. I don't.
I believe they took the belts off of Dash and Wilder.
Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, kind of weird, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I got.
And then we got Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks. And then here's one for you. You might enjoy this one. Miz TV. Okay, your boy The Miz. Do you know who his special guests are?
I do. I took a look, and I got a special treat for you on that when I get there.
Okay.
So Miz TV, Hogan and Flair?
Yep.
What I thought Flair was just 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. He was TMZing it up and shooting on WWE.
Fiend's gonna kill him.
Wait, you think the Fiend's just gonna come out and kill everybody? Does the Fiend come out? Who does the Fiend kill? Alexa Bliss or Sasha Banks?
I don't think he gets. I don't think that you see him there. I think you see him during Miz TV, and I think he kills Hogan and Flair.
And Rollins and Ray?
And Rollins and Ray.
What happened? He's busy. He's double booked.
Well,
wait. Does he come out as a Fiend or does he come out as Firefly Funhouse for Miz?
No, Fiend the whole way.
No, he comes out all nice with Hogan and Flair with the Firefly Funhouse, but he tells you that he's warning you that something's going to happen, and then he comes out during the Rollins and Ray match.
Well, he's been attacking legends. Like he took out Kane, he took out, and I just called Kane a legend. He took out Kane. He's taken out all these. He didn't take out Austin. He said the Fiend had no issue with Steve Austin, but so I wouldn't be surprised to see him, take out these two guys and leave them laying a little bit.
Hey, look, I'm Teddy Hart.
They're doing what the fucking agent told me to do.
Hey, God bless you.
Yeah, and Brock will also be on Raw to hype his title match on Friday against Kofi Kingston.
So I'm gonna keep my comments to myself for a minute. All right. So that's I saw you. The only thing that I didn't see that you mentioned, was the whole Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode thing, which I really didn't see that in what I was looking at, and I have no freaking clue about that. So that's amazing. I mean, it's shocking, I guess, to me. We're talking 3 hours again.
We're talking 3 hours from Monday, yeah. No overrun, though. They're not allowed to do overruns anymore. It's a packed show. I don't know if I'll make it through it, but I'm going to try. My goal is to watch.
Like I said, I'll definitely I'll dial in. I'll see what's up.
So here's the dilemma. Okay, you've got two options. You've got that Raw that we just discussed, or over on Fight TV at 8 p.m. GCW presents Curtain Call. Janela's last independent show.
Is that's just a GCW show? They're just hey, we're gonna.
Yep, we're gonna run on Monday. This is it for Joey.
You're gonna run against Raw. I love it.
Yeah,
balls.
I love it. It's like DC. It says the only way I'm going to Tampa is if I'm running against Mania.
That's crazy,
dude. And if he ran against Mania and I was there, I'd go to that, not Mania.
That's what I'm saying.
So
That's our lives. That's our lives now.
that's it. So GCW's card is Chris Dickinson versus Matthew Justice, which we've seen that, haven't we? He did that in Beyond.
Yeah, didn't they just do that?
They did that in Beyond when Dickie was on his run there.
Yeah, during Uncharted Territory, probably like the first half of Uncharted Territory, like towards the end of the first half ish. So call it May, June.
Yeah, I think so. Which Matthew Justice was a fucking beast, and I'd love to see him again, and I'd love to see that match again. I'm not knocking that match at all. I'm just saying,
yeah. Well, it's hard to get a first time ever match at this
you're right.
point. I don't even know if that was the first time ever.
But I mean, they had such a great match that other promotions want them to come and do it there too. That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy versus All Ego Ethan Page. David Starr, your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler.
Baskin Robbins of professional wrestling.
Versus Tony Deppen.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's a scramble match. So this is the only matches I know of. The scramble match has Teddy Hart, Alex Zane, Blake Christian, Chris Bay, and Shane Mercer in it.
Alex Zane and Shane Mercer.
And Teddy Hart.
That's all I know about. And Teddy Hart, yeah.
And Teddy Hart in that match.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure who the other two guys are, but I mean, these guys got me tempted. They got me tempted. I might pull the trigger on that one.
Yeah, I mean, would be nice if there would be a way to not have to buy that.
And I might have credits on Fight TV app.
I just feel like for me, it's kind of like, I mean, because I know what's coming. Like I've got enough other stuff.
I don't want to tell people to do this, but I want to keep the K5 on that other site. There's ways to watch it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But I don't want to tell people.
So yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I have credits on Fight TV, and I think I'll use my credits on it.
There you go.
Tuesday. Moving right along. Tuesday is the start of the Impact era on Access TV.
All right, I'll listen.
Okay.
I have no horse in this race.
Okay.
Especially not now.
So, realistically, what they're doing here for the first 4 weeks, 3 weeks rather, between now and October 29th, or Tuesday and October 29th, they're kind of just getting you up to speed on the year of Impact Wrestling. Kind of like not like recap shows, but they're going to be running their pay-per-views. Homecoming, followed by Rebellion, followed by Slammiversary. And listen, that Slammiversary show I didn't see the whole thing. I saw parts of it. Was freaking great. What I saw was freaking great. So that
they have Brian Cage, right?
They do that. They got Ethan Page. They got Brian Cage. They got Sammy Callahan. They got Zach Wentz. They've got all those guys.
Tessa. Jordan Grace.
Tashwood. Whatever. What's her name? Emma. Tennille.
Oh, Tennille Dashwood. Dasher.
They've got and they had LAX. They don't have LAX anymore, but they have LAX. They don't have EYFBO anymore. They have a hell of a roster, and they're putting on freaking good shows. So I'm really excited for this one too. I don't know if they're going to be live on Access, but they're going to be on Access TV. So I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be interesting.
That's Tuesday.
That's Tuesday. I don't think I'm going to watch Tuesday. I don't know. I've seen some of these shows, but I will watch on the 29th. I will do that. But also, I don't know if this is the debut of the studio show on Fox Sports 1 Tuesday or not, or if that's coming later. But WWE's going to have that recap show or behind-the-scenes show over on Fox Sports 1. So that leads us to Wednesday. Probably the most anticipated Wednesday night in all of professional wrestling, at least for us, since Uncharted Territory Season 1 last year. We'll have this year, back in April.
Word.
Or
Wednesday, and this is our war. This is our big fight. We're gonna have to figure out what we're watching, when we're watching, who's watching what. It's gonna be like that time that Don and we had the same class and we both didn't want to be there. So we were like, all right, well, I'll go on Tuesday, you go on Thursday. So now it's going to be like, all right, Len, you watch AEW and I'll watch NXT, and then we'll share notes.
Yeah. I might do 2 TVs. I might have no other choice but to do 2 TVs.
And it's like, there's no overlap, or there's no, like, gap or anything. It's a straight 8 to 10 for both of them, right?
Yes, which is nice. It's 2 hours. It's manageable. And WWE announced today, or it was reported today, that Wednesday night they will also have a watch-along going on YouTube. I don't know if you've watched any of these watch-alongs during pay-per-views. I've watched, some of the WWE pay-per-views, and I, put on this watch-along on YouTube, and they're actually sometimes pretty entertaining. That's where the Riddle thing happened with Goldberg, was on watch-along.
I'm not your bro.
Yeah, that happened there. So they do want to put some good entertaining shows on. But what they're doing is they're counter programming to AEW, right? Because if people would be like me and use 2 TVs or 2 screens and watch AEW and NXT at the same time, now they're trying to say, hey, you can watch our guys over on YouTube and you can watch our guys on USA. Don't put those guys on.
All right, I mean, I'll give them credit for creativity. I'm just not. That's just not my thing.
Okay.
I just
fine.
don't.
Dude,
it's not for everybody.
If they've got the Pat McAfee on there, it can't miss. It really is.
Yeah, I've heard him do football commentary, and it's very, very interesting to see him not be a character.
Yeah.
I'll just put it that way.
Okay. So what do you have for NXT? I've got some stuff, but what do you got? Let's go over what you got.
Oh, okay. So for NXT, first thing is it's actually going to be 2 hours on USA, right?
Yeah.
So let's first start there, that it's actually going to be 2 hours, and you don't have to switch in between. Undisputed Era against the Street Profits, which I think that's got to be a good match. I mean, coming off just for a tag team match, it just looks really good from NXT perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. Those guys are going to tear it up. Street Profits are immensely popular right now too. They got over. They did what they had to do, and man, I've been a fan of them from the jump. But you're talking about Red Dragon.
Yeah.
We'll call them Undisputed Era, but it's Kylo O'Reilly.
So it's Bobby and Kylie.
Yeah, it's Bobby.
Kylo.
Yeah.
Kylie Ray.
Right.
Kylo. Hey Bobby. Okay, so speaking of doing what they had to do, our boy, Matt Riddle, took care of business with Killian, and it's him against Adam Cole, right?
My good friend Matt Riddle.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, Matt, I go back. Yeah, I didn't really. Not really. But yeah, dude, that match, it's Adam Cole versus Riddle for the title.
I'm ready for that.
Strap the fucking rocket to the bro and let's go. I'm telling you, next year, WrestleMania, mark it down. Brock Lesnar is retired by Matt Riddle.
Brock Lesnar. Yeah, that.
But first, before you get there, he's got to get up to Raw, main roster, whatever you want to call it. So let's put the NXT title on him, strap the rocket to the guy's back, because he's your next superstar. He's your next character. He's your next superstar. He's the next big guy. mark my words, he will be Universal Champion within 2-3 years.
I think I can see that happening. I don't know. What
He's
the time.
legit. He's a legitimate.
I don't know about timeline though. Like I don't know. I think two is quick because it doesn't seem.
I think
you said, strap a rocket to him and he goes. I mean, I just the way that they've been slow rolling our guys that came in with us from beyond.
Yeah. All right, so
forgive me, I'm not on the roster.
Let's name those guys. It's Dijak, it's Keith Lee, it's Riddle. Who else you got?
Well, I mean, even when you look at like a Kyle O'Reilly and a Bobby, like those guys, like they all came up. Like we were watching ROH, and they came up. So all those guys that came over, like you've seen when you saw, I don't know, like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Yeah. It seems like maybe my timeline's off, but it doesn't seem like they were there as long. Or maybe I just wasn't. Maybe I just wasn't. I didn't get into it at the right time.
They moved up the card pretty quick.
Yeah, so I just feel like there's like
this.
And they put a stall because there's like an overabundance of talent.
Yeah, they put
an overabundance of talent and an overabundance of wasted talent. But at any rate, let me keep it moving.
Yeah.
So we got Shayna Baszler and Candice LeRae.
We're on the same page. Yes, we do. And that's another one where Candice just won a number one contendership, and she's coming for the title. So I'm really interested in that match. Big fan.
Yeah, it's good to see her get a bit of a push because it seems like ever since she's been there, she's been Johnny's wife.
Yeah, and speaking of Johnny, he's going to be on the show. This is the first USA show he's going to be on.
Yeah, and that's Johnny versus, and I don't even know. I wrote it down, but I haven't seen him, so I'm remiss here. Shane Thomas or Shane Thorne? I don't know what the hell I wrote.
Shane Thorne from TM41, TM61. The Mighty Don't Kneel. He was Conrad was a huge fan of the tag team, the Mighty Don't Kneel. TM Deep Tech.
Yeah, I'm bad.
Yeah.
This is me showing how green I am. So that match is lined up, and then the last thing I have listed here is that Velveteen Experience.
I didn't have that. Yay!
So there's going to be some Velveteen Experience. So it sounds like Velveteen's going to have a Miz TV show or something.
The Fiend comes out.
Yeah, that's where the Fiend comes out. Beautiful. The Fiend's going to fuck him up. Him and his third eye. Yeah. And then we get, and then I'm gonna stop. I want to just say one thing before I hand you off to AEW to do that card.
Yeah.
But as I was doing this really quickly, and again, not the WWE guy, I was looking to see how I could figure out what the cards were because I know sometimes they don't really post stuff for Raw and SmackDown. Mm-hmm. I have a screenshot that I'm going to send you, and you're welcome to use it in any format you need with this podcast.
I'll add it here.
I Googled WWE, and the first result was AEW.
I love it. Oh, I love that. That's great.
Yep.
That's great. And so, brand awareness, right?
So here we So speaking of AEW,
we are at war, folks. War.
Yeah, that shit's going down. Wednesdays are going to be nothing else.
Okay.
Wednesdays are going to be crazy, so full of good wrestling. It's amazing. We've never seen this. Oh, wait. Wednesdays, really good wrestling. Gosh.
Where have I seen really good wrestling on Wednesday night? IWTV.live.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll get into that. That's coming up. Well, that's not
sorry, I got ahead of myself.
Let's not tip our hand there. AEW Dynamite. Okay, let's talk. Not a big fan of the name. Okay, I know that Cody says that they tested it with focus groups, and that it's Tony Khan who came up with the name. I think we're touching a little bit too much close to reminiscing of WCW. It almost feels like Cody's building his own WCW, or Cody and the Box are building their own WCW. The name Dynamite, just I don't know. I like the rumored name of Revolution, um, but I don't know.
It could have been really like they could have done like Wednesday night bomb.com or like Wednesday night.
And just it's like, why do we have to
Wednesday nights are here. Where's Con?
Yeah.
The greatest wrestling show on Wednesday is called. All right, sorry.
So
Yeah.
AEW Dynamite, I'm still, I'm still gonna watch. The name doesn't mean, it really doesn't mean jack shit when it comes down to it. I just feel like it's tying a little bit too close into, and it's playing too much on the nostalgia. Be your own thing, AEW, and set yourself apart from what people used to want to watch.
It's almost like they're doing that for the people that like have been under a rock for the last 20 years and they're like, oh, it's TNT Wrestling, Wednesday Night Dynamite. I remember this.
And that kind of sounds like Nitro, so it must be the same thing as I used to watch.
Watched this before.
And, well, maybe that rings true to bring back the lapsed fan,
for the TNT thing, it's like, oh, it's a branding thing for TNT, not so much the wrestling.
Right.
I'm just bullshit.
No, I think I follow you there. All right, so this is what I got for matches. Okay, Nyla Rose versus Rio. I believe that is for the women's championship. So this will be your first AEW women's champion. Cody Rhodes versus Sammy Guevara. I believe will open the show, from what I've been told. That's what opens the show. Then we got Hangman versus Pac. Not Pac, Pac. Remember?
Okay.
He's called Pac now.
Okay.
And, if you're gonna call him Pac, throw the freaking K out there. I see PAC and I think, throw your twos up for two, Pac. Throw your twos up for two, Pac.
I just did that.
So it's like, throw the K out there, man. But that's a match that we were supposed to get before and at All Out, and Pac had some visa issues or something, so he couldn't make it into the country at the time.
Maybe if he's Pac instead of Pac now, you know what that means.
Oh, he's undefeated.
Yep.
Name change, undefeated.
Smart. And it didn't even change the spelling. He just changed the pronunciation.
Just the pronunciation.
He's a damn genius.
Finley or Finlay.
That's right.
Undefeated. MJF versus Brandon Cutler. They've been building for this one on Being the Elite for a little while, so this will be good. And we all know what an asshole MJF is.
The biggest shit on the planet.
MJF.
Good riddance.
Yeah.
Hey.
Moxley's going to be there. John Moxley.
Oh, right.
Yeah, formerly known as Dean Ambrose for the WWE fan base.
That's right, too.
Yep. Kenny and the Young Bucks in a 6-man tag team match versus the AEW World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho and 2 mystery partners.
UFBO.
Jesus, I can't even get. You want to start speculating out my mouth before you even give me your answer? Yeah, maybe. I kind of feel like it might not be.
I mean, it can't be, because if it is, we knew it all along.
And that they already debuted at the pay-per-view last month at All Out. So,
over the Bucks.
Right. So it's like
it either makes perfect sense or it makes no sense at all.
But I think it makes too much sense. And when it makes too much sense in the wrestling world, you got to think Swerve.
You know who it's going to be?
Who do you think?
The Fiend. and
Bray Wyatt.
Funhouse.
And Bray Wyatt. He's like split personality, so it's both.
Your Cody opening up, Cody and Sammy Guevara opening up. I remember reading Cody saying that he has to be the first match because he needs to be able to get in the back and start working on the production.
Oh, okay.
Because I think they asked him like, why are you the first match or something. It was in an interview, and I read that he said that simply put, he just wanted to get his match out of the way so that way he could be in the back and do production or whatever.
Okay. No, I don't hate that. I respect that.
Oh, I think that's a power move. I mean, it's
really
not like about me. It's more about me just getting me out of the way, so that way I can do the other work that I need to do that nobody does see.
Yeah.
So I'm down with that.
So, all right, if it's not EYFBO,
Okay.
who do you think it could be?
I don't honestly. I'm not keen enough on the roster to be able to speculate. But aren't they doing a tag
Mystery.
team?
So you can name anybody out there, any tag team out there that you think Jericho would bring in to go up against the Young Bucks. I'm going to throw one out there that's kind of out of left field that kind of makes sense when you think about it, but you wouldn't have thought about it to begin with.
Okay.
Rock and Roll Express.
Oh, fuck. Wouldn't that just be weird, though? Because aren't we doing roster stuff? We're not going to... Like, that would be a special match. That wouldn't... I mean, and it's the first week, so I get it. But they're doing the tag team tournament thing the following week, right?
Right.
So
why wouldn't you introduce Rock and Roll Express, who's been having great matches at the age of 50-something years old, the two of them?
I feel like you're putting yourself over right now.
Why?
Because you hung out with what's-his-face?
Ricky Martin?
Ricky Martin?
Ricky Morton.
Yeah, but
he didn't tell me anything about this. He told me about the New Japan match that they were going to have, but he didn't tell me about working with AEW.
Well, he's old.
So,
he might have forgot.
No, he's got it. That dude is cool. That dude is cool to hang out with.
All right. No, I mean,
now I'll put myself over because I get to hang out with wrestling legend Ricky Morton, and it was one of the best times I've had. Period.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like I said, I don't know enough about the roster. I would have to look to the roster. I wouldn't think it would be a surprise special guest, but if it is, I mean, good on them because it's their first show and they want to make a splash. I have to be honest with you because I think this is where we're going from here. That was everything for the AEW show, right?
Yeah, that was everything.
So here's what I'm thinking. If you're gonna, and I'm not doing this, I guarantee you, anybody listening, watching, whatever, I guarantee you I will not be doing this after this week. But I have stuff that I wrote down on paper in front of me. And
as long as it doesn't turn into work and a job.
Oh no, no.
I think you bring content to the show.
No, I just mean like my thing right now, my thought process before we move on to Thursday is I'm looking at the two cards and I'm putting them right next to each other. And I'm going, if I'm going to watch one show, which one am I going to watch?
I was going to ask you that. I was going to say, put the two shows together on paper and tell me which one you're watching.
And I feel like I really want to see Adam Cole and Matt Riddle.
Yep.
I'm probably interested in the Undisputed Era match.
Okay.
I'll dip my toe in this Velveteen experience, so long as the Fiend shows up and throws him the fuck. No. But the Cody Sammy Guevara match, like, no offense to either of them, because they're both great workers. I really like both of them. For some reason, I'm just not interested in that.
Okay.
And then like Hangman and Pocket, and yeah, okay, all right. I'm interested. Pac, excuse me. Formerly known as Pac, formerly known as Pac. Hangman and Pac. I'm definitely interested in that match, and I'm interested to find out who the mystery partners are. And I might dip my toe in that. So, basically, if you kind of pay attention to what I'm saying, I'm at about 50%.
I think you're watching NXT. From listening to you, I think you're watching NXT.
I think I am. I think I like the idea that there's. I like the idea that there's 2 hours, but you are correct. All right, let's go a little bit deeper. I will be watching NXT.
Yeah. They're
gonna go to commercial.
Are you coming over Wednesday?
And I'm gonna get pissed off. Probably not, because we're gonna be going Thursday.
We're going out Thursday. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see if Conrad's coming over Wednesday.
But I'm gonna be pissed off because they cut through commercial in the middle of a match, and then I'm gonna go over to AEW and I'm gonna go, I'll just stay here. I I can see that happening. And you know what? Again, I can very easily just. I mean, my night's probably going to start at NXT. How about we say it that way?
Okay.
I'll start my night at NXT.
What if they
But
open up with the world title match?
I'll go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. What are you thinking?
So I'm
2 TVs. Never mind.
I'm really thinking I'm doing the 2 television gimmick. I just because my ADD is going to kick in. I know it well while I'm watching it. But I think on paper, the one that I'm looking forward to the most is going to have to be the debut show, because it's the first ever AEW on TNT. It's the first show on TNT since WCW. It's a lot of those things that kind of weigh into it. I know, we've had all right. So we've had good conversations with Cody before, right? We've had wrestling conversations with Cody. We've talked about who he likes, what his interests are, what drives him in pro wrestling. We've had these conversations personally with him on a couple occasions. We've had multiple conversations with the Young Bucks. Conversations didn't really turn, the way they did with Cody, but we've, had these conversations with Matt and Nick. So I'm super interested in where they're going to go from here. What's this product going to really look like when they get the wheels moving on this train? But I want to be there for the ribbon cutting. I want to be there for Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross. I want to hear those voices, and I know I kind of shit on the nostalgia acts sometimes, like WWE relying on it. Like we were going back and talking about Hogan and Flair being on Raw again. Right. Stone Cold's going to be on Smackdown Friday. I don't think I wrote that down. I just remembered Stone Cold's going to be on Smackdown Thursday. And then the following week on SmackDown, Trish Stratus is going to be on SmackDown since it's the 20th anniversary of the show. So they're bringing back 100 people again. They just did this on Raw.
Right.
They brought back 100 people. Sometimes you play that nostalgia card a little bit too much.
Yeah. It's a good crush.
But this feels like a different nostalgia card, right? It feels like you're going to tune into AEW, and you're going to get a lot of different things, a lot of different looks.
but I know Josh Briggs probably doesn't like him. And I really like Josh Briggs, so I'm sorry, Lance.
Lance Archer was in WWE for a little while. He was in a tag team with for Wrestle Circus. You've seen him wrestle at Wrestle Circus. So
Wait,
yeah, I'm waiting.
the guy that did the announcing at Wrestle Circus?
Yeah,
No.
not the ring announcement, the commentary.
Oh, okay, all right, good. All right.
Yeah, no, you hated that guy.
Ugh. I was like, that's not him. All right, good. Good. Okay,
no.
so we have seen him before.
Yeah,
I
we
just
haven't seen
don't-
him live.
I just suck.
No, it's fine. So Beyond brings him in, and